क्या तेरे को आ जाओ दोनों सामने आ come here. You come here. Why is your protector what? You come here in the second bench. I said second bench. I am not going to punch you away. है ना? He will come when the work demands. ज़्यादा बोलेगा तो तुमको इधर और उसको अलग बिठा दो. You also come. हाँ तो दोनों एक साथ notes copy करने के लिए बुलाया और क्या? Write down results. क्या करना? और क्या करना? Stretch करो मत से. Okay. हाँ करो तो सही. Results. You be inside. Results of depression. Point number 1. सिर्फ point number 1 क्या सर अरे 1 मिनट टाइम वो ऑफ किया रिजल्ट्स ऑफ डिप्रेशन point number 1 बच्चा दोनों चुप बैठे जाओ सर हेडिंग है सब डिप्रेशन बोला था ना सर एक और इसके पर रिजल्ट्स ऑफ डिप्रेशन point number 1 फिर क्या हम लोग क्या sharp decline in the agricultural price. Sharp decline in the agricultural price during 1930. Ruined. You understand the word ruined? Ruined. The farmers and peasants. Ruined the farmers and peasants' life. Correct. Farmers and peasants' life. Hyphen considerable. CONSIDERABLE. हाँ बट किसको नहीं मालूम वो मुझे मालूम. Considerable fall in their standard of living. Considerable fall in their standard of living. Second one. Falling incomes. High unemployment. Banks collapsing, falling income, high unemployment, banks collapsing are the other unemployment, banks collapsing are the other general. Shall I use the word scenes of this depression? SCENES, scenes. Picture वाला scene of this depression. Next, देखो आप जैसे नजदीक आए मैं कितना दूर आ गया. Are you safe? नहीं तुम लोग को लगता है ना sir is going to pull the ears. Third point. Banks were completely helpless. Hyphen. Recovering investment. किस में completely helpless हो गया. Come on. Collection of loans. Investment. Collection of loans. Repaying to the depositors. You understand? जिसने भी banks में पैसा डाला, बैंक को repay करना है ना. Repaying depositors, etc. Hyphen. Finally forced to close. Finally forced to close. Samarth bhai gaya. Gayo. Internet issue. नहीं आएगा इंटरनेट इश्यू. नेक्स्ट मैं ये थोड़ा सा वो वीडियो वाला पॉइंट देता हूँ. ठीक है next one. The American Wall Street. If you don't want Wall Street, you write stock market. Okay. The American Wall Street collapsed badly. Bracket में डाल दो 12.9 कितना था billion dollars ना? Stocks worth rupees, worth dollars. 12.9 million dollar stocks were sold. In a single day. Now let us write the last heading, consequences. अच्छा हाँ वही का I'm so sorry. And what was the heading then? Column को लिख दिया हम लोगों ने. ठीक है. Then write India and depression. India and G. I'm not given notes to any of the branches. I just mark. Shall I do the same or shall I give it to you? Yeah, हाँ लिखो. क्या बोला? ऐसे opinion लेना. लोग कितना analytically लेती है. Point number 1, India and GD. क्या बोला हेडिंग? India and GD. What is it? Why did the market go there? Bring it to me. Bring it to me. Next time, the depression of America. The depression of America. Look at the pose of someone. How do you got standard with the video? The depression of America greatly impacted Indian trade. Impacted Indian trade hyphen exports and its imports. Exports and its imports fell by 50%. Fell FELL by 50%. Samjha? Next 50%. Peasants producing crops for world market. मतलब वो export नहीं कर पा रहा ना. Peasants producing for world market was badly affected. The world market was badly affected. Badly affected. बेटा आगे आने से फायदा क्या होगा? You are instructing. तो आने से फिर रोक क्यों रहे? समझा कैसे? Next. Yes, dear brother. I am raise my hand on the behavior of Niharika, na? Nihira. Acha, Nihira. Nihira. Acha, Nihira. Maybe after 5 minutes. Across India, the last point. Across India, peasants. Indebtedness. What is indebtedness? Karza. How do you spell? The B is absolutely silent. Huh? That is what I say. Indebtedness. The peasants' indebtedness increase manifold times. What is manifold? 3-4 गुना बढ़ गया. Change the pattern. Times. Hence, India was forced to export gold to promote global economic recovery. How do you pronounce? Global economic recovery. That's it, guys. Just run through 2 minutes. Then we have one other interesting paragraph. Almost end of the chapter, but in between minor paragraph, right? Just read it, all the 3 headings, and let me know. We have the board and give it to you. The next big topics. A place called New Hampshire, correct? I love to pronounce the way the Americans do. 1944. Put the heading. Only the heading. Bretton Woods Conference. Bretton Woods Conference. Don't write Britain's Woods Conference. That is wrong. Bretton Woods Conference. Did you write? I want somebody to at least help me. Do the. Oh, thank you. Yeah, welcome. After the Second World War, correct? Second World War ended in 45, correct? This is second WW. Now the world economy, especially, the world was grouped into 2 power blocks. You remember the situation of which war? Between whom and whom? USA and USSR, correct? This was asking the people to join which group? Capitalist group. And this group was asking the new nations to join socialist group. Close to 164 member countries met in the place in America. Like a World War almost khatam ho raha hai, and these guys are ending. In fact, World War khatam West mein to ho gaya tha. East mein this Japan was doing the trouble, for which America dropped the bomb. Now these countries met with a prime objective of establishing an economic foundation for what? Rehabilitation. Now tell me, what is the word rehabilitation? It is not only the victor nation, but also the vanquished, where economically devastated. Industry start karna hai, transport banana hai na? Or schools, buildings, sab banana. We don't want the situation once again lead to a war which was closer to Second World War. So what did they do? They said, let us give money. From which country to which country? Powerfully developed country to the developing country. But that should not be directly giving. If Nihira asks me money, I am ready to give her, but not directly. There will be one media partner. So Nihira bolega, "Acha, Kadus ka chehra dekhna to nahi padega." और दादागिरी भी बहुत करता है. नहीं, मैं ऐसा बोल रहा हूँ, मन की बात ऐसा नहीं बोलता ना. अच्छा फिर कैसा बोलते चलो? अच्छा बोलो तो सही. वही कैसे? That's very good. कभी तो मुझे तारीफ तो करेगा. So what Nihira wants to say, she says she is ready to take the money, but she doesn't want the strict conditions. I may give it to her, ठीक है ले लो यार, क्या मेरे पास. But when I'm trying to pull the money, I will try to impose restrictions on her. She might not like it. Now there is a middleman. Let's put my good student. Was I don't worry, I guess Khadus मैं देख लेता हूँ. वो 4% मांग रहा, ठीक है, तू बस 5% मुझे दे दे, तो 1% ज्यादा, अरे मैं कर रहा हूँ ना फैसिलिटेट, तो ठीक है ना, नो प्रॉब्लम, एटलीस्ट उसको मेरे से दूर, डोंट वांट हिम टू कम इनटू माय इकोनॉमिक प्रॉस्पेरिटी। तो ये एशियन कंट्रीज और अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज यही बात रखा। तो देन दे फॉर्म्ड एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन व्हिच वाज कॉल्ड एज IBRD, व्हिच लेटर बिकम IMF, ये तो मालूम है। एंड देन वी हैव वर्ल्ड बैंक, इंटरनेशनल मॉनेटरी फंड एंड वर्ल्ड बैंक। अभी ये दोनों चालू है। All the Asian countries, all the African countries get the money from these only. In fact, पाकिस्तान के लिए तो लोग ने दोनों ने अपना गेट बंद कर लिया, फिर भी अंदर से घुसने का ट्राई करते हैं। सिर्फ एक $400 बिलियन का लोन दे दो, बोलते सॉरी सर, तुम्हारे लिए मैंने अभी ग्रे लिस्ट में ही है, वो FATF बोलते हैं उसको। पाकिस्तान स्टिल इन द ग्रे लिस्ट, जिस दिन वो ब्लैक लिस्ट में जाएगा मतलब इकोनॉमी खत्म। दिस इज फाइनेंशियल एक्शन टास्क फोर्स, जो कंट्रीज को ग्रे लिस्ट ब्लैक लिस्ट में डालता है। अभी लेट अस पुल बैक हियर। नाउ व्हाट इज दिस? इंटरनेशनल बैंक, कम ऑन से, ऐसे से फॉर, वो मैं बोलूंगा, फॉर रिकंस्ट्रक्शन एंड डेवलपमेंट, IBRD आपका वॉल्यूम में है, बाद में I'll tell you next page में रहेगा, उधर नहीं रहेगा। So now then the economy was little bit safe. That economy will not come clashing with each other. Abhi America will give the money to whom? To the World Bank or to the IMF, and IMF will lend the loan to Niharika. Correct बोला ना? अच्छा ठीक है, कहा जोड़ दिया। And you other people say, oh, this economy has developed, let us also take the loan. Are you directly contacting America? No, you are getting the money via this medium. Interest rate ऊपर नीचे रहेगा। इसी के बाद then we have the big organization which is running today also successfully. What is that? World Trade Organization. समझ में आया? So this is nothing but all started in which conference? Bretton Woods conference in the place New Hampshire, which is in USA. Only copy down what I have written, thoda, so that when I am giving you the answer, you will be happily writing. Or if not, I will mark it. पहले ये तो कॉपी कर लो, फिर मार्क कर लेता हूँ। ये सब नहीं है दोस्त, उधर वॉल्यूम में नहीं है। अच्छा, इसीलिए स्मार्ट गर्ल। Hey guys, write down quickly. सब कॉपी करता है बोर्ड वाला। जल्दी। After 7:30, how many are going to that two lakdi dance? What is that called? Do you do lakdi dance? I have never done non-scene. Exactly opposite of my building only they do all. मैं जाता भी हूँ, मेरा गाड़ी दूर डाल के जाके वो noise pollution से बैठता है, क्योंकि सब होने के बाद they give us lovely प्रसाद from the जय माता दी और खाने का होता है। ये उम्र में हम क्या करेगा? So you guys are all part and parcel. So this is fifth day, seventh day. बस अच्छा, तो बहुत मतलब अच्छा है आपके लिए। आप 5 दिन झेलना है। नहीं, मैं एक ही दिन झेलूंगा। I'll come back after next week only, na, for your lectures. नहीं। Correct. I go by 11:30. By the time all done. Hey, come to page number 94, I think. I think Bretton Woods conference लोग ने दिया ही नहीं। But वो तो end दिया है ना। तो बस खत्म कर। हाँ, it is in the page 94. Page 94. I'm so sorry. 93 में भी है. Oh, that's correct. What are the measures taken by the second? Good girl. ये लड़की अच्छी. Please put 2 star marks to that question. You want to join the bandwagon? बच्चा, आ जाओ. वाले क्यों?
ठीक है
क्या डरा कर ओए अच्छा पेज नंबर 94 first point Bretton Woods conference established did you see IMF बस उतना ही मार्क करो second point पेज नंबर 94 का फर्स्ट लाइन है क्यों टेंशन मत लो second point the IBRD come on everyone look at the volume and read IBRD for me everyone together very good others you keep quiet all others read IBRD second point together sinking come on Samarth you also read IBRD for me लड़की इधर क्या चल रहा है तो अभी मेरा यही काम रह गया come on everyone read IBRD together international bank for outer bracket में IBRD डाल दो they have not given what is IBRD popularly known as World Bank अभी उसको हम लोग World Bank बोलते हैं ठीक है third point IMF and World Bank are referred as underlined Bretton Woods institution bracket closed institutions open bracket from the word economic system described as अच्छा एक काम करो post war economic system open bracket are described as Bretton Woods system and financial operation it began financial operations bracket open karo it began financial operation in 1947 easy to remember ना ये point number 4 है ना because India जब independent हो रहा है देखो ये दोनों अपना अपना काम start कर रहे हैं सोचो how old they are close to 75 years so imagine 75 years के पहले what was America what was England what was France क्या doubt है पूछो what is that next go to the next line the International Monetary Fund links national currencies with monetary system IMF कर लो International Monetary को कट कर दो the next ऊपर जाना US had an effective नहीं चाहिए decision making rules Bretton Woods system was based on fixed exchange rate bracket close I will tell you later now what is fixed and floating that's it now write only the first 2 points in your notebook 1 and 2 94 का 1 and 2 लिखो that's enough and बाद में डाल देना वो textbook में है volume में so that at least you won't forget what is B Bretton Woods then after that you have to take the paragraph which I am saying and today only I finished this chapter we have good time to go with the chapter there is a question page number 96 what are MNCs you write down in your notebook what are MNCs copy down the first and second point later मैं दूंगा copy down page number 96 of your volume what is MNC Samarth is hearing you both are from same school no you are in the same school I think na did I finish minerals for you guys in geography no geography में कहाँ तक हमने complete किया और उसके पहले क्या किया था मैंने I jumped in your agriculture geography from agriculture only
के पहले अपने चैप्टर
and then history. After that, I started with history. So this is the only chapter we have to. What is one? Achha, earlier I used to teach history now.
Yes.
Nationalism, India, and correct. Uska to test ho gaya. Global world today I am writing is complete. Okay. By hook or crook. Then for civics में मैंने कुछ सेट किया था. Eco में. हाँ तो ठीक है. Eco and political science. Eco and PSS. Yes. मैंने एक भी चैप्टर नहीं टच किया ना. I've got a new diary, small diary where I'm moving down. Just for the test portion, put on stop from. That is it. But geography में है ना, minerals है, transport है, manufacturing है. हाँ वो इसमें तो वो एक ही है चैप्टर वो industrialization वाला.
only 4 chapters in history.
हाँ फिर एक चैप्टर है वो तो थोड़ा सा मैं ऊपर से कर लूँगा. Because normally that is not included every year. So वो भी है थोड़ा सा हिंदी का चैप्टर है. इसके बाद next important chapter is age of industrialization and then print culture. Print culture तो many people cry because वो Chinese में बहुत आएगा. अच्छा है. You love Chinese but you don't want Chinese. कल लिखा है. After long years. Long years. That is history. You have written 1 and 2. Yes. All right, the third point of MNC. Inflow of MNCs. Into the Asian and African economies. Into Asian and African economies was a prominent feature. During 50s and 60s. 1950s and 1960s. One more sentence. That is one more point, not sentence. MNCs helped easy spread of technology. Come on. Increasing consumers' freedom. New products. है ना? नए products मिलता है आपको. And finally. Hyphen new products. Finally. Finally मतलब hyphen डाल के उसी continue करो. Finally, overall development of UDCs. What are UDCs? Underdeveloped countries. Now let's go back to volume only. I think I had done detailed explanation from the page number 81, if you remember. Conquest, disease and trade. Check करना. Page number 81. 81. Conquest, disease, trade तक मैंने बहुत detail में explain किया. Everyone, पक्का? Did I leave any paragraphs उसके पहले? Confirm ना? Okay. Now then we have a small paragraph called biological warfare. Did I explain that? What's your name? Janvi. You are Janvi. Come on, Janvi. She's reading page number 81, a small heading called biological warfare. Please read.
John Winthrop, the first.
No, you want to say John Winthrop.
John Winthrop, the first governor of
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts Bay Colony in New
Colony in New England.
Colony in
That should be your English. Who comes in?
Neelamana.
ND. Good, thank you. Sorry.
Wrote in May 1634, the smallpox signaled God's blessing for the colonists. The natives were
Near. ये है ना निहारी तो उधर nearly.
all days of smallpox. So as the Lord cleared our title to what we possess.
Yeah, my dear Janvi. इतना अच्छा लाइन लिखा है सब्जी ने. Who can? हाँ वही. चलो she will read.
Let's go.
तो हाँ. What's it? Read it. Read it. Quick. जल्दी read करो ना.
God had cleared our title to what we possess as it closely ecological imbalance.
Now you remember 2 years hence, China has made COVID a disease which not only collapsed China, but it brought almost the powerful countries of the world to their knees. Which country? America, Germany, France, England. So ये biological warfare का मतलब क्या? It was practiced in those years only. You remember that rinderpest disease? Who were inside Africa? Italian soldiers. And उनके लिए वो meat आता था Asia से. And that cattle which used to come from Asia was having this plague disease inside. Are you understanding what I'm saying? And these diseases spread to the other cattle. When the Europeans came to know the Africans' cattle are dying, it has become easy for them to, chalo, ab to cattle nahi hai, aa jao hamara mines mein kaam. Aa jao work for plantation. Earlier, what did the Africans say? Sorry, sir, we are having cattle and we are having a decent lifestyle. I don't know, I have never visited the small place called Goa, adjoining Maharashtra. I heard their lifestyle is not like a Mumbai lifestyle. ऐसा हार्ड वर्क करके मेहनत करने का सुबह भागने का नहीं है जो भी मिलता है आप एक एंजॉय करना दैट इज गोवा है ना हाँ देखो शी इज सेइंग ये क्या होता है पानी अच्छा क्या क्या होता है ठीक है नेक्स्ट टाइम याद करेंगे इसको अच्छा चलो अच्छी बात बट ऑल ऑफ अ सडन आई एम डिस्टर्बिंग द लाइफस्टाइल ऑफ द गोवनीस and they are not having any income. Then I am starting a mine. Don't you think the Goans are forced to work in that mine? Paisa nahi hai unke paas. So when the cattle died, more than 90% cattle died. Do you remember? The Africans were forced to work for whom? The Europeans. So isko log ne kaun sa imperialism bola? Ecological imperialism. Abhi samajh mein aaya? So write only that word in your notebook. Ecological imperialism. बच्चा है बीच बीच में आंख खोला रहता और हसीन सपने में चली जाती. That's between me and Nihari. है ना Nihari? Tell your friend. Nihari. अभी निहारी का बहुत कुछ चीज देखो when I'm saying that
Niharika was much better than me.
हाँ अच्छा वो भी ऐसे ही लगता है and now you come to page number again 81 ये हाँ ये लगते हैं तो सारा अच्छी बच्ची
Thank you.
हाँ अच्छी बच्ची A 19th century, there is that year 1850 to 1914. So only underline the lines and the words we can say. The world changed profoundly. Other word are profoundly placed to largely.
ये topic
Or anything. First line में profoundly का ऊपर लिखो largely. Economic, political, social, cultural, technological factors underline the word. Interactive. What is interactive? Mix and transform the society. Look at that. First is just tick करो वो black color का word है ना flow of trade. Referred as open bracket largely to trade in goods. मतलब ये पूरा entire European economy change हुआ. Second, flow of labor open bracket migration of people. Third, movement of capital underline short term and long term investment. ये भी क्या था? Bretton Woods movement of capital था. Was it movement of capital from where to where? From west to east. Who are west? The European economies. Who are east? We are east of the world. Correct or not? So this is movement of capital. So theme change आया European economy. Come on, everyone, repeat after me. Flow of trade, flow of labor, and three births. अगर किसी ने पूछा था 3 big changes in European economy between 1815 to 1914. What is 1915? The World War I starting. बीच में आप लोग जरा भूल जाते 1914 to 1919. 18 actually. 19 तक peace treaty हुई. Come down to page number 82 now. The world economy taking a shape. Please put जितना star mark डालने का what was corn law and why was it abolished. Then directly come down to a paragraph. Urban centers expanded, industry grew, demand for agricultural products went up, pushing up underline food grain spaces. Did you see? And all of a sudden industry came up. अभी इंडस्ट्री आने के बाद people were having huge money in their hand. अभी कल तक आप सिर्फ दूध और कर्ड ले रहा था. Suddenly आप बोलते हैं चीज है क्या? वाटर मिलेगा क्या? और उससे भी कोई हाई क्वालिटी प्रोडक्ट है क्या? क्योंकि अभी आपके पास इनकम है. When your demand is rising, what will also rise? The price will also rise. Inflation. अभी एक नया लॉ शेप हो रहा है. कॉर्न लॉस. कॉर्न मतलब आने वाला खाने वाला कॉर्न. Let's see. Under the pressure of the landed groups, the government also carried underline open bracket something. Restricted the import of corn. Circle the word import. The laws allowing the government to do this were known as corn laws. मतलब foreign country से food grain India में बोला European economy में नहीं आया. Restricting the import of corns. Look at the second line. After the corn laws were scrapped, food could be imported into Britain. Underline scrapped मतलब cancelled or removed. It could be produced. That's okay. Then go to the last second last line. After the world, Eastern Europe, Russia, America, Australia lands were cleared. Open bracket. Food production expanded to meet the British. Britain was a country which was demanding huge corns, but corn laws Britain में pass हो गया. Corn laws pass होने से क्या होगा? लोग ने रेलवेज भी बनाया कॉर्न्स ब्रिटेन में आने के लिए, बट लोग ने अभी ड्यूटीज बढ़ा दिया. किसके ऊपर? कॉर्न्स के ऊपर. मतलब वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमी सप्लाई कर रहा है ब्रिटेन को, बट ब्रिटेन बोला सॉरी ब्रिटेन में नहीं आने का. लॉस किसका होगा? दोज पीपल. एंड लॉस किसका भी होगा? ब्रिटेन का भी. ब्रिटेन क्या लगा, हम लोग अपना इंडस्ट्री पे कॉन्सेंट्रेट करते हैं, हमको कॉर्न नहीं बनाने का. क्यों नहीं बनाने का? बिकॉज दे विल इंपोर्ट. बट गवर्नमेंट ने क्या कर दिया, उसको कॉर्न लॉस लेकर आ गया. समझ में आया? व्हाट आर कॉर्न लॉस? then go back to role of technology, trade in meat. ये सब read करो, ऐसा scrap read करो and tell me. फिर ये radar test हम लोग ने किया, internship paper भी किया ना. Come on, read the development of transport, role of technology. In next 2 minutes, I'll mark. 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Meantime, I'll play that game. It's still hanging there. Mobile was not with you. What were you fiddling with? Mobile. फोन नहीं है,
हाँ,
गरीब लोग के पास फोन रहता है और अमीर लोग के पास नहीं है। खरीदते तो भी फिर वो गोल्ड स्लीपर फोन खरीदते, क्यों बाबा ने नहीं दिया है? बोले फोन की जरूरत मस्ती है। I'm just playing that same video. You can. इसको नहीं हो गया।
Next wave of legislation was supposed to provide relief, reform, and recovery in equal measure.
देखो,
One central element of the New Deal was creating the Public Works Administration, which aimed to create
now look at that 3 lines what Roosevelt told to the Americans.
this multi-pronged, complex wave of legislation was supposed to provide relief, reform, and recovery in equal.
Now look at that 3 R. पहला तो relief. Relief from what? The depression. Reform the economy. एक बार economy reform होगा तो क्या आएगा? Recovery. ये थे तो लिखो. 3 R's introduced by the new president of America. Okay, that consequences में एक line लिख दो. वो मैं भूल गया. I'm given to other branches. Consequences नहीं, results में. The new, wait. The new American president. The last line for that GD. Great Depression. The new American president.
India and the Great Depression.
Result, same result.
Last minute. The new American president. Careful with the spelling. Franklin D. Roosevelt. The new American president, Franklin D. Roosevelt, introduced open bracket the New Deal program. Only the New Deal को bracket के अंदर डालो. Open bracket नहीं है, double inverted comma, sorry, quotes. Introduce the New Deal program. And its popular slogan was relief, reform, and recovery. And its popular slogan was relief from the GD, reform the economy, and recover the losses. Shall we? Okay. ये तो दरी तो अच्छा वो करो ना उतना ही थोड़ा सा खींचो तो ये हाथ में okay ये तो exact
Will measure. One central element of the New Deal was creating the Public Works Administration.
look here. Yes, this is a public administration. मतलब सोच लो अभी नामी मुंबई का म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन है. Look at that. Pine City Village Hall, 1939. Federal Emergency Administration of Public Works. So he started creating the program right from the basic. Administrator of whom? Public Works. And वो नाम क्या लिखा है? Who was the person? Who was he? Look at that fellow. जो उधर का एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर था हैरोल्ड एल एक्स ही स्टार्टिंग प्रोग्राम राइट फ्रॉम द ग्रासरूट लेवल
which aimed to create jobs by developing various building projects. Under Roosevelt's administration, bridges, airports, schools, and other buildings were constructed across the country. The government even went so far as to pay writers and artists to produce works of art. Roosevelt would also act fast to save farmers, many of whom were now completely ruined. In the South, the plight of agricultural workers was made worse by the Dust Bowl, caused by a wave of drought and high winds. The terrible problems faced by farm laborers are one of the Grapes of Wrath's principal themes, one of the great books to come out of the Depression era.
So this is a book written by that fellow called Steinbeck, and he has written the problem faced by the farmers in those days in the US.
Although FDR would introduce much important legislation, his measures were controversial.
Who's the cartoon? Cartoon में कौन दिख रहा है?
Franklin
वो उसी का picture है देखो, almost similar. and is lifting. क्या क्या है उसमें? चिकन पॉक्स है या चिकन पॉट है? GOP policy है, prospective around the corner, car and क्या? Beverly garage, rugged individualism. I'm sorry. Look how beautiful is the cartoon giving you the meaning. Okay.
Roosevelt's first New Deal in the early 30s resulted in a showdown with the Supreme Court, which tried to reverse his policies. The AAA, or Agricultural Adjustment Act, aimed to help farmers recover from difficult
Read was a United States federal law of New Deal era which reduced agricultural production by paying farmers subsidies. What are subsidies? Cash support. Not to plant on part of their land, to kill off excess livestock. What is excess livestock? जो उनके पास गाय या बाकी सब था उसको मारने के पैसे. क्यों? Already food का shortage है. And अगर मेरे घर में 20 पैसा है, नहीं है. Understand what will be the term. She's having a lovely smile for Baisa.
economic conditions, and the NIRA, the National Industrial Recovery Act, were both declared
And that is also National Recovery Act.
Unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. The second phase of the New Deal, from 1935 to 36, introduced the Wagner Act and the Social Security Act, which have both been long-lasting and have endured the test of time. The Wagner Act gave workers more rights, including the right to unionize. The Social Security Act gave unemployed.
What does unionize means? The government will give the company to a union. जैसे इंडिया में अगर आप गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर में काम करते हो तो यू आर सेफ, आपको नहीं निकाल के बाहर नहीं फेंकेगा. अमेरिका में दो टाइप का कंपनी है, स्टेट रन कंपनीज एंड यूनियनाइज्ड कंपनीज. ये मुझे उधर गए तो मुझे भी थोड़ा बहुत सरदर्द हुआ. यूनियनाइज मतलब मेरा सैलरी से मिनिमम $150 वो लोग ले लेंगे हर महीना. बोलो व्हाई शुड आई गिव? ये यूनियन का कट रहता है आपका सैलरी से. बट एनी टाइम इफ द कंपनी इज रिमूविंग मी, आई डोंट नीड टू वरी. हु विल फाइट फॉर मी? द यूनियन. यूनियन, उसको लोग यूनियनाइज्ड कंपनी बोलते हैं. करेक्ट.
Employment insurance to Americans for the first time and provided for the poor, the elderly, and the disabled. Roosevelt won re-election by a landslide on the back of these reforms. Historians are still very divided on whether Roosevelt's measures helped the economy or had no effect whatsoever. Some believe Roosevelt did not go far enough to have a significant impact, but he did prevent people from starving to death. In 1936, the renowned economist John Maynard Keynes would argue that governments must intervene more during a depression to stimulate the economy. Keynes's economic position was a more extreme version of Roosevelt's. Roosevelt was still concerned with balancing the books for most of his presidency. Keynes argued that by massively increasing spending, even if it put countries into debt, the economy would be revived by a renewed wave of economic stimulus. These economic ideas are still controversial today, and economists still cannot agree on how much intervention is appropriate or necessary to solve a massive economic disaster. Although unemployment had dropped considerably by 1940, it was still very high, and the Great Depression remains the longest-running economic downturn in the industrialized world's history. Ultimately, the Second World War helped end the Great Depression by creating a vast economic stimulus in the US from 1941 onward. Suddenly, there was no need to create more jobs because everyone was enlisted in the army or busy making bullets or bombs. To this,
Did you say they were making bullets and bombs? मतलब 1945 का जो वर्ल्ड वॉर आया वो अमेरिका के लिए एक ब्लेसिंग ही था. It's like today's Ukraine war. अमेरिका ने क्या किया? यूक्रेन को बोला कि डोंट वरी, जितना भी उसके पास वेपन्स था पूरा यूक्रेन को ही बेचा अमेरिका ने. So every 6 months, America needs one or the other two countries fighting with one another. क्योंकि उनके पास इतना प्रोग्राम है ना, एंड डिफेंस इंडिया में आके 100% गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर है, बट अमेरिका में प्राइवेट सेक्टर. You understood what is private and public sector? मतलब अभी he is a big businessman in America and you want to earn profit. बोलते सर मैं अभी टैंक्स का फैक्ट्री खोला. You understand tanks? So he will make wonderful tanks. And वो अमेरिकन इकोनॉमी को बोलेगा कि भाई मैंने ऐसा ऐसा बनाया, उसका सेटिंग्स रहता है. लोग बहुत बड़ा बड़ा मतलब ठीक है, योर टैंक्स आर अप्रूव. तो बोलते अभी अप्रूव तो हो गया, कब बेचने स्टार्ट करेगा? जब कोई दो कंट्री मरेगा ना. Then America will do the master plan. You won't believe when India and Pakistan were fighting, except Russia, England, France, even Germany send their warship to attack India. हाँ, अमेरिका ने भी अपना वॉरशिप भेज दिया, जाओ पाकिस्तान, दैट टाइम पाकिस्तान वाज बाइंग बल्क ऑफ द वेपन्स फ्रॉम अमेरिका। देन रशिया ने अपना जो बड़ा शिप भेजा, ये लोग सब लोग यूटर्न मार के निकल गए। वो क्या बोलते हैं मुंबई का लैंग्वेज में, बदली गली से। फिर प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहा था उस टाइम का अमेरिकन प्रेसिडेंट, वी वर जस्ट डूइंग अ डिस्कवरी, एंड बाकी कंट्रीज ने बोला वी वर जस्ट फॉलोइंग अमेरिका। मतलब रशिया का डर उतना था इनके माइंड में। तो रशिया स्टूड फॉर इंडिया इन दोज डेज 1971। अभी सोचो अगर अमेरिका का वॉरशिप अगर पाकिस्तान के लिए इंडिया को अटैक करता, व्हाट माइट हैपन टू इंडिया? So this was this America. So that's why we say America is a double-edged sword. तो क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में, दोनों साइड से काटे। अभी I will say don't fight, don't fight. I will say you are going to hit her, don't worry. I am selling the weapons. तो ये सब अमेरिका का आज भी वही काम। देखो जो बाइडेन is doing again some troubles. When Mr. Putin met Mr. Modi in that seminar, Modi had the courage to tell him in the face. हिंदी में बोला, they could have translated in Russian कि अभी ये टाइम वॉर का नहीं है। After 2 days, Russian president going back to Russia, again America and other countries instigated him. तो उसने बोला कि मैं बहुत जल्दी एक controlled nuclear explosion करूंगा यूक्रेन में। You understand what is the nuclear explosion means? मतलब यूक्रेन तो कुछ घंटों में ही फ्लैट हो जाएगा, बट यूक्रेन को अकेला तकलीफ नहीं होगा, रशिया में भी होगा। तो उसने बोला कंट्रोल्ड एक्सप्लोजन करूंगा। जैसे हमेशा पाकिस्तान हमको बार बार धमकाता रहता है, हम न्यूक्लियर बॉम्ब रखता है, न्यूक्लियर बॉम्ब रखता है। हाँ, तो फिर इंडिया बोलता है क्या हमारे पास क्या लवंगी और लक्ष्मी बॉम्ब है? हाँ, उसका तो कुछ 79 या 80 है, इंडिया के पास क्लोज टू 225 न्यूक्लियर बॉम्ब्स है। Either we two use on each other, what will happen? Both countries will die. So अभी एटलीस्ट पाकिस्तान का मुंह से और निकलता नहीं है, हम एटॉमिक पावर रखते हैं, ठीक है, लेके जाकर घर पे जलाओ, हमसे तो धमकी मत, है ना?
This day, many of Roosevelt's policies remain in place in the U.S. to prevent a repeat of some of the irresponsibility that led to the wild speculation in the 1920s. The undermining of FDR's Glass-Steagall Act in 1999 is often identified as one of the culprits behind the financial crisis of 2008.
So at least you understood what is that. Let's finish the chapter. Yeah, as it is right now, बाद में time waste होगा। Come down to page number 83 only and 82. Start underlining the points which I am saying. The railways linked agricultural regions to the port. Only underline agricultural regions and ports. New harbors built. 82. Are you seeing? Then people settled on lands. Building homes and settlements. मतलब नया homes and settlement बना. Then capital flowed from financial center, circle that country, not country, city. What is that? अभी तो बेचारा बहुत पंचर का हालत है उसका, but उस time पर very rich. ये सब रहने देना. Then come down to page number 83. Okay, that's enough. Directly go to role of technology. Open bracket, railway, steamships, telegraph, close the bracket. Important inventions. Did you see? Important inventions, close the bracket there only. Transforming 19th century world. Did you see? ऐसा कट करके सेंटेंस लिखो, इजी होता है। Go to technology. Colonization. Did you see? Stimulated new investment, improvement in transport, faster railways, lighter wagons and larger ships, moved food rapidly and cheaply. बस उतना ही. Then trade in meat. अभी ये simple way में समझा देता हूँ. Mainly the Americans have the love of this red meat. What is red meat? Cows and buffaloes. पता नहीं, they can't stop eating that. And even that animal, pork, is it pork? Pork मालूम है ना किसका होता है? हाँ, तो ये अमेरिकन्स ने इतना लव था मीट के लिए, बहुत सारा एशियन और अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज एक्सपोर्ट करने लगे। किसको? अमेरिका को। That is that trade in meat. Offers underline. Good example. 1870s animal was moved from America to Europe. Underline America to Europe. And फिर slaughter मालूम है क्या होता है? वो नहीं चाहिए। But live animal took up lot of ship space. Live animals की वजह से ship में ज्यादा space लगने का. अभी लोग कट करके clean करके बेचने लगा. कौन? American citizens. Okay, so many died in the void होने चाहिए. Meat, and expensive luxury beyond the reach of European poor. When now animals were slaughtered, did you see that point? Animals were slaughtered for food in America, Australia, and New Zealand. Close the bracket. ये एक point है. फिर दूसरा point start करेंगे. Then transported to Europe as frozen meat. You know what is frozen? आप ये तुर्बे एरिया में जाइए. I had done a project for a company from France. They wanted this prawns from India. Tiger prawns बोलते हैं. इतना बड़ा ice cube रहता है. उसके अंदर 5 prawns रहेगा और नीचे एक रहेगा 6. Each kg is close to 4,500 to 9,000 kilogram. सोचो इतना बड़ा prawn है. And वो पूरा ice box में रहता है. And वो जाता है France. And बनता है तुर्बे में. And वो माल आता है sorry to say आंध्रा में और तमिलनाडु में रामनाड से आता है. Have you seen this much big? It's all hotel industry there. And then you go to Chembur, Devnar area, there we have the abattoir. What is abattoir? हिंदी में कत्ल खाना बोलते हैं. मेरा फ्रेंड मुझे लेके गया दिखाने के लिए. 10 मिनट के बाद मुझे तो ऐसा चक्कर आने लगा. The cows are in the line. तो बेचारा उनके पर नाम लिखा है. नाम नहीं टैग डाला गया 41, 44 और वो बेचारा काट लिया. एक काऊ गया तो दूसरा बेचारा अंदर घुसता है. मशीन उसका काटता है. Within the hooks. ये तो चलो ठीक है. Even for the goats also they have separate. Goats का तो ये बंदे लोग ही करते हैं. आते हैं यूनिफॉर्म चेंज करते हैं. And जो चालू होता है within half an hour I can see thousands of meat are in the hooks. And वो conveyor belt में जा रहा है. And वो किधर जाता है? बोलता है foreign ही जाता है. Meat trade. समझा? That is what America started in those days. Animals were slaughtered होने चाहिए. This reduced shipping cost, lowered meat prices in Europe. अभी यूरोप में गरीब लोग भी मीट खाने लगा. क्यों? क्योंकि मीट अभी कौन सा फॉर्म में आने लगा? एनिमल्स के फॉर्म में नहीं, फ्रोजन फॉर्म. Is it okay? That's enough. Then late 19th century colonialism, just take it. You read it now only. We have 2-3 minutes. If you have doubts, I'll explain. Finally, the chapter called globalization complete.
Previously forbidden banking.
So next time when we meet, you can bring economics. Sorry, geography. I don't know who's going to touch that subject. Till that time, I think it is with me only or if another person comes, he will take it. It's okay. Still correct. Then I won't. Yeah. So you bring geography there. We'll get into minerals and energy resources. Am I correct? Now check the volume and tell me how many questions are there in this chapter which you can easily handle. 9 questions. So next time I will be checking all the 9 questions of your history volume called Making of a Global World. Thank you and